So what this is automation in some ways. So let's say, like my pastured poultry operation, I will show that to you guys at some point. I have maybe 5 chicken tractors going out there. Chicken tractor is a frame that has no floor in it, and it holds about 75 chickens. And then I will move that once a day so that the chickens have fresh, grass that they're on, like salad bar, right? I want to move that every day if I can. All right, if there's 75 chickens in there, it's going to take about 5 gallons of water twice a day, so 10 gallons of water. Now, if I have to haul that out there, that's taking time out of my day that I could be doing something that's innovative and fun and not so hard. Hauling water is hard to do, and it gets boring after a while. It takes up a lot of time because you got to stand there and fill something with water. That blue container that I showed you, I used to use that. You got to fill that, and then you got to move it out there, and you have to use some sort of vehicle to do that because it's so heavy. I suppose you could roll it out there, but then it's not high enough that you could get any gravity to get the water out of there. So then we went to just running a hose out there, so we'd have a spigot right out there that we could fill our 5-gallon buckets on top of the chicken tractors. And then we had this bell water that hung down into it. The problem with that was, if it's a hot day and the chickens use all the water in that, as soon as you put water in there in your evening feeding, they attack it. They attack that water. And with 75 of them, nobody gets a drink. They all get soaked. And then if it's a cool night, you have dead birds. So with the 1/4-inch line, we have water to them all the time. I'll show you a waterer that I can't get enough of these waterers. These are poultry waterers, right? They have an air valve in here, just like you would on a car tire or a tire, It's an air valve. And then there's a spring. And then this is the drinker cup. And this goes in here like this. And when this thing gets heavy enough with water, when it's full, it'll move down a little bit and offset that valve. When that happens, the water flow to it ceases. So these are hanging in my chicken tractors out there, in each chicken tractor, and each one has, a line going to it. And you may say, well, that sounds like a lot of trouble. Well, the amount of time it would take you to haul all that water out there, it's worth the trouble. And once it's set up in the chicken tractor, all we have to do is hang these in the spring. In the wintertime, all I do is have a wire on here. I take this off, clip this. Remember I said this stuff's cheap. You just clip it off with a pair of dikes or cut it off with a knife. And then these go right into a cabinet that I have on the brooder right out there in the field. They never come into the shop. Even when I'm cleaning these, I'll take a bucket of soapy water out there and I'll sit there and I'll clean these out in the field, rinse them off, and I only clean them once a year because they stay fairly clean. And I'm not raising the amount of poultry that I used to. But these things are great. 25 bucks. I bought these 6-8 years ago, and they're as good as the day I got them. They're made out of brass, and then I had to adapt it up with this fitting right here, which I also got from Home Depot, and this fitting right here. This is just a plug, and you can see that little barb fitting right there, right? You can't beat these. You cannot beat these. 25 bucks. This is made by Little Giant, and I got these from Stromberg's online. Ordered them, and they were here the next day. 25 bucks. You can't beat it. This